Hi everyone, it's Wendy. I'm in the middle of a project. Not my tutorial. Okay. Sorry. It kind of went wonky on me. I'm working on a project. I have a very bad habit of turning something very simple into something massive. A good example of that was I was going to a reunion of trainers because I teach for the Army, and we're having a reunion because it had been a while. And I thought, oh, I'll make a quick little keychain to commemorate the reunion. Yeah, it morphed into 40 junk journals. And I did it about a month before the reunion. So yeah, I turned something very simple into something very big. And may not see all this in the camera, but yeah, you can see. You see this? This is my little project. Yeah. Somehow making some kind of fancy, I guess you would almost call them an ATC card to hand out at a scrapbooking thing I'm going to in the beginning of August, has morphed into this. So, anyways, believe me, it morphs. It morphs. Okay, there we go. My camera's going, ah! All right. If you remember my last video, I showed you a couple projects I did with 3D origami. You remember my turtle? He's sits up on his legs and he's about ready to take off. I still need to Mod Podge down. But I did a few other ones now. I'm going to put him over here where he's safe. Oh no! Oh no! The head came off. Let me fix that. Yes, it was a tragedy. The head came off. This is a small swan. And I got the tutorial off of, it's called Razka Paper Crafts, I believe it is. He's from Romania. He does excellent work in that. And I took, this is cardstock. It's not paper, it's cardstock, because I have figured out how to cut the cut a template, so I can just cut out cardstock for my pieces, and the pieces end up being a little bit sturdier, because when you use paper you have to use a double layer. When you use cardstock you only need one layer. 2 layers is a little too thick. So I'm playing around with this. I got pieces cut out for a Christmas tree and for a basket, and my husband wants me to make him a one-eyed minion. And Razka, I think it's Razka. He does a one-eyed minion, so I'm going to do a one-eyed minion for my husband, and it stands about this tall. Yeah. I got to do my other smaller projects first, though my Christmas tree is going to be a big one. So I did that one. The other one I got from his website was this, and it is a flower with a leaf. And as you can see, the leaf is actually a bowl to put your flower on. Now, for some, okay, it didn't always stand up. So what I thought, I want to make a couple more in different colors. So what I thought I'd do is I'd put glue some stones in the bottom of this so that it will stand up on its own, because but and this, and as you can see, the leaf is all part of it in one, so that's kind of neat. And this is, it's not, how should I put it? If you watch the videos and pay attention, watch through the videos first a couple times. Make notes, like the second time or the third time you watch it, and then take and start the project with the video and stop it so that you can catch up. It's not that bad. The other thing I did was this bowl, and it turned out all right. I can see where I can do better. I think there's always room for improvement, no matter how much of a master of your craft you are. Things just aren't quite, I think this is supposed to be a little rounder, square, but again, I haven't sealed it, so it's still the full paper. And I learned a lesson about this thing. I have another, this is, her name is Sarah. And with her videos, she doesn't speak, but she does give you the number of pieces in a round. She tells you the size of the pieces, the number of the pieces, the number of pieces in a round. She gets the camera up there close so that you can see how to create the pattern. I think she has something like about 15 or 20 different bowl and jar designs. And that, so I have another, this is one I did, and I have a couple more that I want to cut out paper for. And that, and the nice thing is if I want to do like my crocheting, I can take and use my Cricut and just cut and crochet. But what I like to do is I like to cut out the first set of paper, of pieces. And then while I'm taking them off my mat and folding them, my next mat is cutting. Because some of these can have several thousand pieces. And it's very boring to sit there and just fold. Whereas I discovered that if I take and I do this method where while my machine is cutting, even on the fast cut, depending upon the size, I can get pretty much the whole mat or whatever size, because sometimes I only have 8.5 by 11. But I can get all those done. Or even if my machine finished cutting before I get done folding, I just let it sit there and fold, and that gives my machine a little bit of a rest. But right now my machine is set up on the dining room table, and I need to clean out my other room so that I can set that up as a Cricut workstation. I got glue all over my hands. So I'll be updating you with this, and I've been playing around with my templates. Yeah, I need to glue that better to make them better. But and I've been finding out how I can use Cricut Design Space and make it so that rather than taking and going through all these steps and not using my paper wisely, if I go through and I lay it out as a project and save it as a project, I can actually get more on my paper. Because like they use the metric system, so it's like A4. As you can see, that came out, but I'll have to reglue that. I'm messing with it too. They use an A4 paper, which is, I think it's 8 1/4 or 8 1/4 by 11 3/4, and they get 32 pieces out of one of those. But that's if you fold it and are using paper. With cardstock, it's a little differently because you can actually get 64 the same size because you only need one. You don't need it to be double-sided. Realistic if you hand cut them. But using the machine, you can take and utilize your paper with very little waste, and it works really well. I'll have to show you one day. I'll cut out some and show you what they look like in that. And that'll probably be after I get back from St. Louis. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. So yeah. So as you can see now, I'm progressing here. When you look at my pieces, there it is. Remember now, this calla lily was my first one. And this is done with paper, coffee paper. Okay. Then I did the turtle. He looks pretty good. And he is done with cardstock. I will admit I made him standing when they actually had him laying down. But I made him standing. And I'm going to try Mod Podging these in order to seal them so that they're a little sturdier, and also so that they won't get so dirty because the Mod Podge will be covering it. I actually did a black swan. My husband put it up on our mantle. He liked it so much, so I did this one. And the reason why I did this in this paper is because I thought, you know, we do them all in, you know, plain paper, plain colors, like black and white, and maybe edge it with red or what. I said, what if we used a multicolored cardstock, you know, a patterned cardstock? And it turned out, I think, great. Now, one thing on this is the beak. These are 64 size pieces, which means out of an A4 you get 64 pieces. The beak itself is a 128, which means out of an A4 size piece of paper, or even an American standard 8.5 by 11, you would get 128. That's how small it is. And I cut it out with my Cricut, and it folded right up. So I'll see about showing you guys how I did that, and we'll go from there. And I mean, then I created this, I created this one, and then I created the little flower, and I'm putting these in here. I am going to make a few more bowls, and that I think it's a neat craft. And actually, even though it's an origami, they call it 3D origami. I did a little research, and I'll do more, but some people refer to it as Chinese paper folding, whereas origami that you see with like the cranes and that is Japanese. So, but I'll have to do some more research on that. But I just wanted to update you so that you can see that I am a mad crafter. I make little projects turn into massive projects, and that. And I'm surprised Mittens isn't on here, but I think because she got glue on her nose, she'll stay away from my table for a little bit. Yes, my cat got glue on her nose, and I let her run around with it. So, anyways, bye everyone. I'll see you later.